Hey there, tower defenders! Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into Pixel Tower Defense, where choosing the right units can make or break your game. I mean, we've all been there, staring at a screen full of options, trying to figure out which unit is the ultimate base-saving hero and which one's just there for the ride. But don't worry, I've got your back. We've put together a tier list to help you pick the best units for your defense lineup so you can dominate the battlefield and protect your base like a pro. Now, every unit in Pixel Tower Defense comes with its own unique set of abilities and strengths. Some might hit hard but take ages to reload, while others are quick but not as powerful. The trick is knowing which ones shine in the heat of battle and which ones are best left on the bench. So, before you jump into your next game, stick around, and let's break down the top-tier units that'll give you the edge you need to crush those waves of enemies and come out victorious. I'm quickly moving on to the video, and I'm ranking units in Pixel Tower Defense. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching. The units in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right: Grandmaster, Wrath, Mystic Monk, Havoc, Dark Archer, Archer, Scorch, Brawler, Barbarian, and Hell Havoc. Alright, so let's be real for a second. If you've got any of these D-tier units in Pixel Tower Defense, it's time for a serious chat. I mean, these guys are the definition of don't bother. They're the ones that make you want to throw your device out the window and rethink all your life choices. I know it's harsh, but trust me, the sooner you re-roll these, the better your chances of surviving those endless waves. Now, I get it. Sometimes you're stuck with what you've got. Maybe you're hoping that with just the right upgrade or a bit of luck, they'll pull through. But let's face facts. These D-tier units are just not worth the investment. They've got weak stats, underwhelming abilities, and they're basically a liability on the field. You're better off saving your resources for something, anything, that can actually hold its own in the later stages. So, if you're seeing any of these D-tier units on your roster, do yourself a favor. Re-roll, swap them out, or just bench them forever. There are way better units out there that deserve your attention and upgrades. Stick around for the next segment, where I'll dive into the units you should be aiming for. Because trust me, you don't want to get stuck with these underperformers when the real action starts. The units in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right: Headless, Spider Guy, Magma, Noob, Captain Boom, Crawler, Hottie, Raiden, Galaxy Magma, Thunder, Frosty, Possessed Lancelot, Zombie Lancelot, Farmer, Evelyn, Captain, Skeleton, Alchemist, Toilet, Stretchy Lancelot, Dark Evelyn, Ice King, Diamond Slayer, Dark Magma, Thunderclaw, Storm Havoc, and Wizard of Hell. Absolutely, let's dive into the world of Pixel Tower Defense and discuss some of the C-tier units. These units, while they might look cool, often leave you feeling a bit underwhelmed in battle. It's like ordering a fancy dessert only to find out it's just whipped cream on a stale cookie. So, if you've rolled a C-tier unit, it might be time to consider re-rolling. First up, let's talk about their overall performance. You'll notice that these units often struggle to keep up with the tougher opponents. Their damage output is lackluster, and they usually lack the unique abilities that can turn the tide in battle. Picture this. You're facing a wave of pixelated monsters, and your C-tier unit is just standing there, waving a tiny flag while the big guns are firing away. You want units that pack a punch, not ones that look like they're on a leisurely stroll in the park. Now, I get it. Sometimes you just want to try out every unit in the game, and that's part of the fun. But if you find yourself constantly saying, well, at least they're cute, it's probably a sign that you should re-roll. Think of it this way. You wouldn't want to settle for a lukewarm cup of coffee when you can have a piping hot one, right? So go ahead and keep rolling until you find those shiny, high-tier units that can really make your strategy sing. Trust me, your gameplay experience will thank you for it. The units in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right: Rosie Apollo, Ender Guy, Witch, TNT, Apollo, Wizard of the Night, Dark Odin, Odin, and Wizard of the Heavens. Alright, let's dive into the B-tier units in Pixel Tower Defense. Now, these guys might not have the flashy skills of their S or A counterparts, but don't let that fool you. They still pack a punch and can be a solid addition to your roster. Think of them as the reliable sidekicks in your tower defense journey. They won't steal the spotlight, but they sure know how to get the job done. Now, every unit in the B tier has its quirks. While they might excel in certain situations, they do come with a few limitations. Maybe their attack speed isn't the fastest, or they struggle a bit against those pesky air units. But here's the kicker. If you find yourself with a B-tier unit and no S or A alternatives, don't rush to re-roll. These units can still hold their own, especially if you've got a good strategy in place. Pair them wisely with stronger units, and you'll be amazed at how effective they can be in the heat of battle. So, the next time you're considering your lineup, remember, B-tier units are like that dependable friend who might not be the life of the party, but will always have your back when things get tough. Embrace their strengths, cover their weaknesses, and watch them shine in their own unique way. After all, it's all about teamwork in Pixel Tower defense, right? The units in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Miner, Ice Princess, Hell Necromancer, Soku, Dark Pyromancer, Fire Guardian, Light Pyromancer, Agni, Iron Cyborg, Reaper King, and Demonic Angie. Alright, let's dive into the vibrant world of Pixel Tower defense, where strategy and pixelated charm collide. When it comes to A-tier units, you definitely want to hold on to these gems instead of re-rolling. Trust me, these units pack a punch and can really turn the tide in your favor. So who are the heavy hitters of this tier? Let's break it down. First up, we have the Pixel Knight. This little warrior isn't just cute, he's a force to be reckoned with. With solid attack power and a knack for taking damage, the Pixel Knight stands firm against the toughest of foes. His ability to stun enemies makes him a strategic choice when you need to buy time to set up your defenses. Pair him with some ranged units, and you've got a killer combo that keeps the enemies at bay. Seriously, you wouldn't want to miss out on this guy. Next, let's not forget about the Pixel Sorceress. Now, if you're looking for someone who can dish out damage while also supporting your team, she's your go-to. With her area of effect spells, she can clear out swarms of enemies in a flash. Plus, her ability to boost nearby allies makes her a must-have for any balanced team composition. Whether you're tackling a tough wave or just trying to build your perfect tower setup, the Pixel Sorceress will ensure your strategy stays sharp and your enemies stay down. So, there you have it, folks. The A-tier units in Pixel Tower defense are not just good, they're essential. Whether you're a newcomer or a seasoned player, you'll definitely want to snag these characters to enhance your gameplay. Remember, it's all about finding the right balance and making those pixels work for you. The units in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Solaris, Dragon Emperor, Grim Reaper, Demon Lord, Necromancer, Dark Necromancer, and Dark Angie. Alright, let's dive into the heart of Pixel Tower defense, where the real stars of the show are those S-tier units. Imagine having the ultimate powerhouses on your team, ready to obliterate waves of enemies and keep your base safe. You definitely want to prioritize acquiring these elite units if you're aiming for victory. Trust me, they're like the superheroes of the game, each one packing a punch that can turn the tide of battle. Now, let's talk about why these S-tier units are worth your time and resources. First off, they come with incredible stats that make them incredibly effective against tougher foes. They boast powerful abilities that not only deal massive damage, but also support your other units. Picture a unit that can slow down enemies while dealing damage over time. That's the kind of versatility you want in your arsenal. Plus, their unique skills can synergize beautifully with other units, making your defenses practically unbreakable. It's like forming the ultimate dream team. So, if you want to boost your chances of success in Pixel Tower defense, focus on grabbing those S-tier units as early as possible. They're your ticket to dominating the battlefield and ensuring you don't just survive, but thrive. Remember, having a solid lineup of S-tier units can mean the difference between a glorious win and a heart-wrenching defeat. Get out there, start upgrading, and watch as your enemies crumble before your unstoppable force. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.